It's Jarius the Aquarius with my Relatable Revival. Hello and welcome, my fellow star sisters and brothers. Today I want to touch on the topic of biowarfare, specifically in 2024 going into 2025. Back in December, late November, I remember waking up to because I work morning shifts on the weekend, so I get up pretty early to get to my job, and there was so much fog out you could not see, and that's not normal for my location where I live. Okay, I get it. The Midwest, it's fall going into winter. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be dewy. We get fog. We get dew. That's normal. But the intensity of this fog that we had gotten was different. So today I'm gonna talk about this mysterious fog, chemtrails. Just biowarfare that they use and they have been using on humans for a while now. Who are new to the topic, new to the subject, who need a refresher, who are not really familiar with what biowarfare is. I looked up on Wikipedia. I'm going to read the definition real quick. So, biological warfare, also known as germ warfare, is the use of biological toxins or infectious agents such as bacteria, viruses, insects, and fungi with the intent to kill, harm, or incapacitate humans, animals, or plants as an act of war. Biological weapons, often termed bioweapons, biological threat agents, or bioagents, are living organisms or replicating entities, i.e. viruses, which are not universally considered quote-unquote alive. Entomological insect warfare is a subtype of biological warfare.
New at 5, Tennessee lawmakers are trying to ban the intentional release of chemicals into the air based on a conspiracy theory. Chief Transportation Correspondent and pilot Mackay Beeler explains what's in the anti-chemtrails bill and what this could mean.
Tennessee lawmakers passed SB 2691 earlier this week. If passed, the legislation would ban chemtrails in a bill based on a conspiracy theory. The chemtrail conspiracy theory claims commercial aircraft release poison into the atmosphere intentionally. Believers say the white lines you may see coming from planes in the sky are not vapor clouds known as condensation or contrails, but instead chemicals being sprayed from jets for a variety of reasons. A 2018 study suggests contrails play a big role in global warming that has been underestimated. The Tennessee bill claims the government may conduct geoengineering experiments by intentionally releasing chemicals in the atmosphere. If the legislation ends up becoming law, it would prohibit the release of the chemicals, which lawmakers claim affect the temperature, weather, and the intensity of the sunlight. If Tennessee's governor signs the bill, it would go into effect July 1st. Back to you.
So, reading on motherjones.com, it says chemtrail conspiracy theories, and here's why RFK Jr. is watching the skies. So here we go. We got another quote-unquote elite speaking about this too. So, a conspiracy theory that planes are leaving nefarious chemtrails in their wake due to a sinister government plot has been given fresh impetus in the U.S. amid a swirl of concerns and confusions about proposals to geoengineer a response to the climate crisis. State legislation to ban what some lawmakers call chemtrails has been pushed forward in Tennessee, which is that clip I showed you guys, and most recently Florida. Meanwhile, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who has expressed interest in the conspiracy theory on social media and his podcast, is set to be at the heart of Donald Trump's new administration following his nomination as health secretary. So, Kennedy says, "We are going to stop this crime," who is known for his contrarian stances on vaccine and offshore wind farms, wrote about chemtrails on X in August. The former Democrat turned Trump ally said on his podcast last year that it was kind of frightening to think about somebody maybe putting large amounts of bioavailable aluminum into the environment, spraying it in microscopic particles from airplanes. Believers of the chemtrails conspiracy theory contend that the white lines traced in the sky behind aircraft contain toxic chemicals that are released to achieve a devious end such as mass sterilization or mind control. So reading from yahoonews.com, I'm going to read a little bit about this mysterious fog that's going around. So it says, Americans alarmed by chemical fog spreading across the U.S. Phenomenon sparks bioweapon conspiracy theories after drone sightings. So parts of the U.S. have been blanketed by a quote-unquote mysterious fog, sparking concern from locals who claim it has a chemical smell and an exposure can result in flu-like symptoms. A Florida resident told the Daily Mail that they felt sick after being outside in the fog for just 10 minutes. Within about an hour, I kept sneezing over and over for about 3 hours, and my eyes were really puffy. The unnamed Floridian claimed, I got very warm and I felt like I had a fever and my stomach was cramping. The Daily Mail reports that the occurrences have eerie echoes of quote-unquote Operation Sea Spray, which was a secret biological warfare experiment conducted by the U.S. Navy back in 1950. So at the time, Serratia marcescens and Baculius clobigi bacteria, okay, so this is different kinds of bacteria were sprayed over the San Francisco Bay Area to determine how vulnerable a large American city may be to a bioweapon attack. At least one American was killed and 10 others were seriously sickened. So basically, they've been doing this for hundreds of years. This is not something that's new, so don't be alarmed, don't be surprised. I read an article when I was doing the research about this, which I probably won't read the full article. So this video is not super long like my Arcturus one was. But anyways, basically in Germany, right before World War II, Hitler had his groups basically do the chlorine gas experiment on villages. And they were, very surprised by how many people actually died from it. So they've been doing this for a while. And then plus with COVID-19, I feel like you get to that point where you realize COVID, it was very surreal for a lot of us, people who passed away from it and things like that. It definitely was for real, but it was something that was created in a lab and released upon us by the government. It was an agenda. It was biowarfare. So conspiracy theories have run rampant on social media, as people in multiple states have reported a similar phenomenon, which comes after drone sightings in some areas of the country. Footage online shows a flurry of particles floating within the fog, sparking fears that it is no ordinary weather event, but rather some sort of bioweapon user's allergy. So, described as a thick, lingering blanket, the fog has left people sick, many experiencing sudden cold or flu-like symptoms after only brief exposure. One person explained on X of the so-called chemical fogs, dubbed Fogvid 24. Some victims have also reported an unexplained loss of energy. So, according to the Daily Mail, people on X have reported strange smells that burn their noses, speculating that the government dumped a bunch of microbes on the country this week in the form of fog. It tastes and smells like, after setting off a lot of fireworks, that sulfur smell. So meanwhile, a Kansas resident also told the outlet that she saw massive amounts of chemtrails in her area preceding the onset of the fog.
It's crazy foggy right now. But that's not the weird part, okay? Like, number one, it's weird because as it gets later in the day, fog should lighten, dissipate, and it's really not. But the weirdest part is the taste and smell. It smells like after you set off a bunch of fireworks, and like the taste of the air is, the only word I can think of is toxic. It's super weird, and so I'm going for my walk, and it's kind of worrying me a little bit. Let me know if you guys are experiencing something like that. That's weird. Yeah, it smells not right. And I'm 41. I've been through fog. This is something different. Let me know if you guys are experiencing something like that.
Thank you for staying till the end. If you made it to the end, I just want to say, especially if you've been feeling under the weather or you've been to the doctor recently or any of your family has, and they can't really pinpoint what the sickness is, you could be a victim from this biowarfare. It's really, once you get sick, all you can really do is proceed and get yourself healthy, get good sleep, take the right medications and stuff like that. Plant-based would be more idealistic, right? But do what you got to do to get from under the weather. You know what I'm saying? Because again, these are certain agendas, again, this is a weapon they're using against us. No, this is not war where there's guns and nukes everywhere, but this is warfare, biological warfare, where they're using viruses and parasites to try to take you out. So just stay safe, protect yourself. I'm sending absolute healing and love to all you guys.